Hello, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Aurra Sing from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out for myself, look at the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But if you're going to, for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay. All right. I say that every time. Okay. That's my first word on here. Well, I mean, after the intro. Anyway. So, Aurra Sing, right? More bounty hunters. Bounty Hunter Friday. Maybe that's what I'll call it. I don't know. But I'm just going to have her in a standing kick butt position. You know, like most bounty hunters, she's pretty cool. Though I don't know much about her. I'll be honest with you, I was very surprised that she happened because I'm an old man and I was around when she first appeared, when you first saw her in The Phantom Menace, right? I saw the quick picture and oh, there's a person. Okay, I get it. And then when she started to become someone, or not even that, it was rumored and she was talked about like in the makings of and stuff like that she was a bounty hunter Aurra Sing, but she was only in it for like what, half a second? I mean, nothing at all, you know. So that's kind of what I mean by when there was talk of her and who she was and all that, and I was like, well, she was in it for half a second. What's the big deal? And so at the time, that's what it was. I was like, okay, well, you guys want to say so, even though you didn't do anything with her. You know, you can talk all about it, but nothing happened. That's all it was. And then as time went on and shows happened and whatnot, she started to become a thing. She started to be a name and all that. And it was strange because it was cool, but again, it was just out of the blue. Out of something that didn't exist, and it was. I'm glad that something came of it, and it was just a weird way that it developed. That like it was already a thing. Like she wasn't a thing. I don't know who she was. She wasn't mentioned or anything like that. They just drew someone in the movie, and you saw them up in the balcony kind of thing, you know. So. Because of that, I don't know anything about her because that's all there was. There was nothing for me to get excited about. And so as she started to, like even like this, what's up with that? Why was there an antenna sticking out of her head? It felt to me like, and no offense, but it felt to me like one of those weird, hey, let's make a weird character and let's do something. And why not? Let's stick an antenna out of her face. That's what it felt like to me, just something strange and bizarre, because I told you before how they've really decided that every Star Wars character needs to be defined by their silhouette, and it's like they gave her this strange feature, an antenna, you know, just because, and that's the only reason. There's no, it's just a stick sticking out of her head, you know what I mean? So maybe that's there for a reason, maybe you know it, I don't. And so that's kind of what I'm saying, is I don't have anything to be, I don't have any emotional attachment to it, is what I'm trying to say. And it's funny for me to see, because I'm like, well, why does she have an antenna sticking out of her head? Well, that's kind of silly. But for other people, it might not be. And so, long story short, too late. What I'm just trying to say is I don't know anything about her. I know it took me a long time to get there, a long time to say something like that. But yeah, I don't know anything about the character. And so that's why, maybe we'll see more. She's gone by the time. I'm trying to think of the Book of Boba Fett. You know, if they're going to bring in bounty hunters and stuff like that, like will we see her, like, who will we see, that kind of thing. But she is gone by that time, right? Because okay, I want to say spoilers ahead, but it's not a spoiler, you know, at this point that isn't it? She's the one that, what is his name? It was mentioned that he killed her, right? Well, he said he didn't kill her. It was the fall that killed her. He just pushed her over. She's gone at that point, right? So I'm pretty sure that we're not going to see her as far as the Book of Boba Fett, because it is way, way, way past her time. She's way gone. Yeah, absolutely. Because now that I think about it, that is mentioned when Han Solo was still young, and this is like after Jedi, so yeah. Anyway. Boy, sometimes it takes me a long time to get to these conversations, right? But hey, that's why we're here. We like talking about Star Wars. We like Star Wars in general, and so let's talk about it. Let's have some silly gabs, little conversations about the silly things they do in our favorite shows. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting here drawing all the detail, and that's not going to happen. I'm going to have her holding her gun, and she's going to have that big old long hand. That's the other strange thing. I don't like that they made these gigantic long fingers and just regular guns, because it doesn't work. And again, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to come out and say it. Maybe I'm not going to be Mr. Popular for saying things like this, but I feel that she was a throwaway character that they just made really fast, really quick, and so they gave her distinguished, crazy characteristics to make her stand out. You know, she's not of this universe, that type kind of thing, and so they gave her crazy long fingers, you know, and this weird antenna out of her head. And so now they're stuck with, well, now we got to explain it. Well, you don't have to, but if you're going to continue using her, you kind of do. You kind of have to say, well, this is why, or, you know, these are her fingers type of thing. But again, it's just because it's a strange feature that, why does it feel like I'm having to draw that line over and over again? That now you're stuck with having to explain, well, let's draw gigantic fingers on regular guns. And I think that's where you should have, and you know what, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about, and this is what you should have done, and that kind of thing. But you should have given her long-fingered weapons. You know what I mean? Not regular-looking weapons, just to make it fit her guns. You know, her armor, her what do you call it? Physiology. Her makeup, you know? Alright, I may have drawn her head a little too tall up there. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Where are we on the sketch? Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so let's see. The other hand is going to be holding her gun. I just kind of blurred all of it together, but like way down low like this. So I will be able to draw huge fingers. Let's see. If the hand is like this, there's the palm, and then that, and then is the thumb regular? No, the thumb is super long too, so this is like super, they shouldn't have done it. They really shouldn't have. And sometimes when they do stuff, it's like, I know they were doing it real quick to make a character, and they would never have to explain it, but it's just, it was an unfortunate choice, because now they're stuck with it, and we're gonna see what they do. Or wait, you know what? I'm not as familiar with the Clone Wars or whatever she popped up in. Did they give her gigantic long fingers in that too? I'll tell you this, she's got an awesome gun. Looking up and researching her and finding out the stuff that they put into her, her gun is ridiculously awesome. And I don't mean this big, huge, long one that I'm about to draw. I mean the her blaster. Woo, man, that is cool. That is a really cool gun. They put a lot of thought into that one. Let me use a ruler real fast just to kind of get a straight edge here real quick. And then I'm going to build off of that. Well, I could barely even see that. Do that again. That'll work. Okay. But yeah, we're going to do that for the edge. Just coming back here. Come up like this. We're going to draw a scope. Something like that. And then I'm going to draw... And I'll probably just eyeball this. It doesn't really need to be like perfectly straight. That ought to work like that. I think that's good. Yeah, because it's now going to come down to detail. And let me look through the pictures again real fast. And that's the other hard part. There aren't a lot of pictures. There's like this one, like from her back. Whoops, my pictures got lost. I flipped it and it all changed on me. There it is. There's the one of her back. There's a couple of what do you call it? Test shots from like whenever they made the character. But again, same thing. It's like these gigantic fingered. You know what I mean? It's like I can't get too much detail from it. I can get some, but it's not like in a movie where there's tons of different stills of different shots and angles and stuff like that. So, you know, that's the challenge, and that's what I like. I like to make it all up myself anyway, but I want to be accurate. And that's really what it comes down to. It's not so much that I'm mad that I don't have pictures. I just want to be as accurate as I can possibly be, and the more pictures, the more chances I have to get it right. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and welcome everybody that skipped, and then we can get going. I may use a ruler again. We'll see. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the sharp portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but pens a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more bounty hunters and Star Wars and whatnot, check out this playlist. Check out the playlist in general, because I draw so much that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So, check them out, see what you can do, and we're going to get going. I've got her at 3/4 position. So there's front, side, and in between those is 3/4. Why? I don't know. I guess because it's one half, I don't know. Anyway, if this is her face, she's turned like this, okay? So I'm going to draw her eyes for the eye lids, like this. The other one like that. So see what I'm saying? I'm going to draw the pupil or the retina like this. Again, it's super small, so I can only get so much in here anyway. And so I'm going to go ahead and close that off. Do it like that, but that's all I'm going to do for the eyes because there's only so much I can get in here and it's going to bleed. I'm going to give her a little bit of an eyelash, kind of like that. And then I'm going to give her an angry eyebrow. Down just a little bit like that. Okay, other one over here, same thing. Now it's going to be all black the way it's colored, you know, so I'm not too worried about the detail here. So I'm going to kind of come in here for the bridge of the nose, come in there like this. There's one nostril coming down like that, and again, see, that's all I can really do, and it's already starting to look kind of piggy, kind of too much, right? And that's what I'm saying. When you use Sharpies like this, sometimes there's only so much you can do. And so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to let color take care of the rest and just draw the mouth here like this. And then I'm going to try to draw the lips. Let's see. It might be too small, so it might end up looking just black. But yeah, see how close it is? It just ends up looking black. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Okay, so there's the bottom. The mouth is a little up high, but that's okay. We're going to fix that. We're going to make it work. Okay. I'm just going to come in here like this for the jaw. And I think that'll work. I'm going to make adjustments now for my drawing. So I went a little higher than I sketched, so I just have to work with that. Okay. So, you know, if you make mistakes, it's fine. You can either start over or you can work with what you got. That's a good thing about a good life lesson is you either start over or work with what you have, because you can be upset and sit there and trash it and say, this is no good and I'm upset, and that's okay. It's all right to be upset. You know, own your feelings and accept it, but then work with what you got. Work with, like, I can either start over or I can make this work to what I need. You know, there's no reason to cry over the past. You can't fix the past, right? You can be upset about it. You can allow yourself to be upset, but that's it. Then you move on and work with what you got. So I'm going to draw her ear up here like this. I'm going to draw a little bit of a color, a little bit of an edge like that. Now her hair is up in that little pigtail type kind of thing. So I'm going to see if I can fix her head, like with the way that I moved it. And I think that'll work. Because the nice thing about this too, the other part is she's a little bit alien, so she doesn't have to look human. It doesn't have to look perfectly human proportioned, right? So remember that too. The antenna, that weird thing, whatever that is, I'm just gonna do it as a black edge like this, sticking out. That's it. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I talked about this in the sketch. I don't know if it's metal antenna. I don't know if it's just a weird stick sticking out of her head. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I have an idea what I think it is. If you want to know what it is, go back to the sketch portion and listen to my rant about this character, and you'll see what I think. Okay, so I'm going to draw like some bindings like that, where her hair is kind of, you know, all wrapped up in this thing, and then draw the hair. Okay. So I've got it kind of poofed out like that. Let me draw the neck real quick too, just so you see where it is, and so I don't actually accidentally draw through it as well. Okay, so here we go. So let's draw a few hairlines like this. I want one out. I'm going to thicken this up because this is the outer edge. I'm going to make the outer edge a little thicker, and the reason I'm doing this is because when I switch over to the other Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width, and I'm trying to prepare for that. You don't have to do it if you're drawing with pencil or with anything, really. You don't have to do it at all. I'm just explaining to you why I do it, because this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll be somewhere in between. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. And a lot of times too, it's a nice complement, the thick and thin lines. Like the drawing the thinner lines versus the thick lines is a nice complement to the look of it. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do because I can do the rest with color. We're done, bye. Just kidding. Okay, so I always say draw what's in front, then you can draw what's behind. So I'm going to draw her shoulder holding the gun, and then we're going to draw everything that's behind that, okay? So she's got her little vest on. So I'm going to draw like a little bump like that. Now see how thick that is? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm trying to kind of match that line. You know what's bugging me? She doesn't have a neck muscle right here. I can't remember what's that called, but I can kind of accent it like that just to kind of show that she's got muscles, you know? She's a cool, tough bounty hunter, I guess. I don't know much about her. Ooh, didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. By thickening it up, I can kind of fix it. All right. Okay, so let's draw that big old hand. So I'm gonna draw her vest, the edge of it like this for her bicep. So I can draw the bicep like that, come down into the arm. And again, remember, if it looks strange, that's okay. She's alien. All right, and then I'm gonna draw her forearm to her wrist. There's her elbow to her wrist like that. And we're gonna give her like the little, she's got like some bindings. You know, there's another one on this arm, but I don't know if we're even gonna see it. And you know what I can do? She's got muscle tone, right? But it's a bare arm. So, I mean, she doesn't have bare arms, you know what I mean? But there's not much I can do muscle-wise, right? Because she's there's no material. It's bare arm, so I'm not little edges like that. Now, her hand, she's got those gigantically oversized fingers. So I'm gonna draw the hand, kind of like this underneath. We're gonna say the fingers kind of wrapped in like that. So I'm gonna kind of give it like a little bit of exaggerated features here, just to give it that weird, otherworldly, gigantic hand look. You know, something like that. Because they're too big to wrap around. They're too big. They shouldn't have done it. You go listen to my rant, and you'll see why I'm saying that. Okay, so there. So I want to draw the gun, and I think I need to draw the fingers on this hand too, so I don't accidentally draw through the gun. I'm trying to find a good picture. There is no good picture of the gun, I'll be honest with you, because like the one picture of it, it's like from behind, you know, the one in the actual picture in the Phantom Menace, you know. So I'm gonna kind of make this up. I'm gonna get a ruler. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna get a ruler and draw a straight edge to a point, just to give myself an idea of where it goes, right? Something like that. Then I'm gonna do something like that. Then I'm gonna build off of this, okay? Come back here. And that's all. I just want to give myself an edge to play with, because her fingers are going to wrap around here, and the holster. What is that called? The butt of the gun. Butt is going back here, like this. We're going to say it goes through like that and goes back down, and then the top goes here. Now the hand is wrapped around. Those gigantic fingers are wrapped around over here. So I'm going to draw the hand like this, one finger, and it's wrapped around the gun, so it's kind of hidden there, so to speak. And then the thumb is around the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the top. I'm going to eyeball the top. I'm going to just kind of do something like this, and to say the thumb is right around here like this, and wrapped around. Okay, so that'll show that the gigantic fingers are wrapped around the edge of the gun. Now that I know where that is, I'm gonna go ahead and just make up the rest. Okay? Like that, just to say, you know what, this is what I wanna do. And then even the rest of this, I'm just gonna say, well, I'm gonna bring it around here and just kind of try to do a parallel. And then draw another parallel. Go in like that, and we're gonna say that's the gun. It's got this weird little, who knows what kind of muzzle at the top. And then I'm gonna make up the rest. Let's see, we're gonna do a scope. Give it 3 little connections like that. Okay, and see, that's good enough for her gigantic, strange, weirdo gun. Now, what's going to come down to is us getting crazy with it. So, this is what I usually say whenever I'm drawing guns. Someone made this gun. This is a manufactured piece. Someone out there makes all this. So, in order to make it, they had to put pieces together, right? So that's kind of how I look at all these space guns. Is someone is manufacturing these. Someone is taking the time to design all the parts, put it together, and sell them. And so, like I said, because someone made it, I wanted to make it look like it's manufactured by its pieces and parts put together to look like a real, or function like a real weapon. And plus, it breaks up the negative space. Basically, that's how I look at it. And I never really say it has to be like this. I just add parts just to make it look like it's put together. That's it, you know? Okay, and that's it. So I can't really do anything for the fingers. That's just their fingers. Her hand is just hanging down here, holding the bottom of the gun. So we can move on from here. So now I'm gonna draw her vest. Like this. Draw this other side going, hanging over her breast a little bit. And I can go in here for her side. Then I'm gonna draw the rest of the vest. Coming down like this. Her shoulder and then her arm is just dropping down here. So all we're really seeing, and I gotta remember to leave, well, I can't really see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna see her shoulder. The wrapping that I wanted to do is right around here. Maybe we'll do that so you can see that it's around that part. But see, that's all you can see of the arm, and that's why I tell you, draw what you can see, and then whatever's behind, you don't really have to worry about because it's behind. You know, you can't draw what you can't see. She's got something in her pocket over here. And then there's some other stuff over here, but again, we can't see it because it's not in our view. She's wearing like a onesie, a one piece. So I'm just gonna do that. We're gonna say there's her clavicle, you know, something like that. Yeah, and that's all one piece. So that's all I can really do for the top half. So let's move on to the rest of her. Okay, so she's got guns holstered, and so we can't see her hips because of everything that's in front right here. So, and actually let me thicken this up like I was talking about. I like being consistent. There we go, looks good to me. All right, I'm afraid of getting too thick with this. There we go. Okay, so her gun's holstered over here, so it goes across her hip. There's a belt right here, so it's coming down. There's a buckle. Coming down to the gun, which is going to be covered up with a chain and some other stuff, but basically there's a wrapping over the gun, like a flap that covers up the gun, basically is what I'm trying to say, because you keep it protected. And it's over the actual gun, the rest of the holster. And then when she's ready, she lifts up that flap and takes the gun out. So that's all we can really see. Almost like a little carrying case is all we're seeing. We'll add some detail in a second. We're gonna say this hip over here, there is another gun that goes across like this. We'll say there's a buckle right there. Goes over here. Now this one is kind of covered up by her leg. So her leg is going to come down here like this. And then there's a strap. Oh, I guess it's over here. There's a strap. We'll put it in that down low. Like this, holding the edge of the gun. But you can't really see much because her leg's in the way is what I'm trying to say. So that's all we're going to see. Okay? So let's draw the rest of it coming over here like that. This is her hip right there. And then we're gonna say this leg comes up here, and then there's some chains going across. Let me do that real quick. And then we'll draw her crotch and then her legs. Now the reason I did it like this is because it's so tiny, this chain, is that you can't even draw links. So I just kind of do like that just to show that it's something that's all chained and going across, but it's so tiny, there's no reason to even try to draw links. We're just going to say it looks like a little rope like that going across, okay? Hey, since we're here, let's add some detail real quick. Just add a little bit of a strap, buckle, things like that, you know. This, let's give it a little bit of life by drawing an edge to it. Maybe there's a button here, a button there. There's the edge of the gun. Same thing here. We're just going to do a little something just to break up the negative space, you know. And this one's got a strap going across right there. This one's got a strap too. Let's go ahead and just draw it like this since we're here. I know where it's going to go according to my sketch, so that's why I can kind of just stop it like that, you know? Okay, so now we're just going to work our way down. And so I just covered it up. And so basically, let me show you her leg, and we're going to come back up to the crotch. So the side of her leg is going to come down here to her knee. There's her boot. Come back up here to the knee, going inside there where I already sketched and drew. I'm going to follow up here to the crotch. I'm just going to go across like that. Okay, I'll add some more detail here in a second, but I'm just showing you that's the midpoint. So now that means this leg is coming down. So that means the back of the leg is going through here to the back of the knee. There's the knee down to the boot like I was doing there. Okay, before I draw the boots, let's go and add just a little bit more detail. We're gonna go ahead and draw a line over here for her hip, basically. And it's just kind of showing where where her crotch is, where the legs meet the waist, basically. And I like drawing extra lines just to show some creases and folds, but she's just standing still. So I'm not drawing a whole bunch of lines in the crotch like I normally do for all the bends and the folds of the material. This time she's just standing still. And it's pretty much a skin tight suit, but I still like to add a little bit of something, you know, just to show that it's got material. Okay, and now we're just drawing boots. That's really about it. They kind of gave up on the space motif there. They said, well, let's do this, let's do that. What about her shoes? Give her boots. No, just boots. We ran out of money by the time we're building her costume. So just here, you know what? Here, just take my boots, and that's all they did. End of story. Da, 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 da. Okay. Here we go. I'll add some detail here in a second too. I just want to get the basic outline of the boot. Like that. Oops, that's not the Sharpie. And for the boots, I like to just add like a little bit of like creases, because you know the boots are real well worn on the heel, not the heel, the ankle, like this. And so I like to show that, yeah, it's got wear and tear. You know, it's been well worn, well used. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Aurra Sing from Star Wars.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.